Hello and welcome to today's crypto charts and stock charts TA live stream with me, No Formal Charts. It is July 31st, 2022, Sunday, about 11:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, nighttime here in the USA. And we have another week of stock earnings continues this upcoming week. The way the format this live stream is going to work is I'll do the first half stocks and earnings, and then the second half will be crypto free requests. And if there's no request, then I'll just do crypto watch list as usual for the second half. So let's go ahead and get started. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. We also have a Discord group. And in my Discord group today, I released just a simple list for the watch list of stock earnings. There's quite a bit. It's kind of a list of the remaining tech stocks that's going on in the USA earnings this week. So the big ones, for instance, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, Starbucks, Uber, PayPal, Clorox, and then there's some meme stocks in there. Robinhood, AMC is in there, Nikola's in there, DraftKings, CGC, Canopy Growth Company, it's MJ stock, and more. So it's kind of Uber, Lyft. There's kind of a big mix of Block, Square, as well. All sorts of variety, Moderna, Novavax vaccines as well. So it's kind of a big deal. This week in economic data, these can have some effect on the day trading in terms of stock markets, so manufacturing, PMI, job openings, services. This is all USA data. Average hourly earnings changes, non-farm employment changes, and the unemployment rate as well. The big bulk of this is going to happen on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Also, just the current events and news. That's mostly the big global impact. So we have the stock market earnings. The USA FOMC, Federal Reserve, just raised the interest rates 75 basis points or 0.75%, which is very relatively large increase compared to history. But the market seems to have priced it in. We'll talk about it. And we have global inflation, recession potential risk, and how that affects consumer confidence. We have the China COVID supply chain output status, where depending on the COVID situation in Asia, some of the production output can be slowed. The Russia-Ukraine war, obviously, that's continuing, unfortunately. And Bitcoin cryptocurrency volatility is still underway. COVID and monkeypox positive cases are increasing. USA Senator Nancy Pelosi traveling to meet Asia country leaders this week, which caused some tension globally. And then Elon Musk filed a countersuit against Twitter this weekend. So quite a bunch of news that happened this week, which affects market. It affects the psychology of people, which affects the price movement of the market. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So we're looking at a S&P futures chart right now, and this is paid data from TradingView. And so what we're seeing is on the daily, we're already getting this pullback. Asia market is open right now, this little red. Okay, we had the breakout out of this channel and out of this descending wedge, which is good. That's good. But relative as an investor, we did kind of have a tradable bottom on the bottom of June and July, where I did pick up some assets. But at the same time, as a swing trader, as a day trader, this is relatively high price. Okay. So let's start with the big view. The weekly is the question is, are we about to start weekly consolidation and actually pull back down? Depending on the earnings as well, right? Because if it's our low, high, low, high, low, is this our high right now? And then we're about to pull back down again. Anywhere above 3,900 or 3,700, we can still pull all the way back down and then continue an uptrend from there, or consolidate, right? Or downtrend if the rest of the earnings are terrible. So those are three scenarios that's happening right now. On the 4-hour, as a swing trader, okay, the immediate support level I'm seeing is right here at 4089, 4049, 4,000, and if it's really bad, 3,900 down here. But most likely this upper yellow line as support, because you see the high, low, high, low, high, high, low, high, and then we should pull back at some point if we're gonna have textbook rally. So we did lose a little bit of momentum at the end of the day on Friday. There was this bearish momentum. You can see it on some of these charts here on the hourly. That's why we're pulling back. There is that pivot point right here, 4068. So that's why you can pull back. And also that's where the trend line is, right around there. So just kind of watch out for that. That's probably as in-depth as I'll go. The 15-minute and the 5-minute. The 15-minute is not super oversold yet. So we're just kind of looking for if we get that oversold bounce tomorrow morning or not. Okay, let's switch over to Bitcoin really fast. Just give people what they're here for. Then we'll move back into stocks. So Bitcoin still is in a downtrend. It's very, very similar to the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ chart, right? If I just flip between the two, it looks almost the same. So the issue is on a long-term weekly basis, as an investor, we're still in a downtrend. It's still confirmed downtrend. However, as an investor, I'm watching for how far can this lower high bounce go if it's actually going to go up, because it did bounce up. My idea in my TradingView profile, we were stuck between the 17,000, 20,000, and then 24,000 was a target. And that's where some day traders and swing traders are pulling back. But as you can see, low, high, low, high. Well, looks like 25,000 is our psychological resistance, and then probably 30,000 the next way up, maybe 27,000 in there as well. So that's why I'm just watching out for, will Bitcoin bounce up more, have a little baby day trading pullback, and then continue up to 30,000 or not? That's the question as an investor. As a swing trader perspective, I'm looking more at, well, where's the next relative low going to be? Because we did have this was a triple bottom. This was an upside down head and shoulders breakout. Just like I said last time, we're going to pull back. We're going to test the support and bounce probably. So that's exactly what happened in the market. That was basically a predictable trade. The volatility was about 10%. Did we go 10%? Yes, we did. So that first target is hit. If we bring up some of these indicators, a little bit of bearish momentum forming on these indicators. We could see there is this little double top range in the gold bar up here. So it's that $24,000, $25,000 range, a trend line support on the downside. So we could pull back all the way down to 22,000 or 23,000. Those two targets right here, somewhere in the 22,000 range, you might see a bounce, right? So if it goes high, low, just slightly higher high, where's the next higher low right here? 22,500 could be our support level before it tries to bounce up. It's attempting to make a ascending triangle on the 4-hour on the swing trading. We'll see if that plays out or not. Hourly too, the short-term support right here at 23,000. If we look very carefully though, turn off the indicators, what's the price doing on this day trading time frame? 15 minutes is downtrending, right? It went from an uptrend to a consolidation, uptrend consolidation to a little bit of a downtrend. So watch out for that. So what that means is probably in stocks, at least for a day or two, we might get a pullback, right? Because what was last week? It was Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, etc., Facebook. And for the most part, it had the Amazon and Apple last Thursday, Friday had just incredible earnings effect on the market. We had that big pop up last week, so we should see a little bit of a sell off in Bitcoin and possibly in crypto. Okay, so if somebody's trying to, for me, if I'm trying to swing trade Bitcoin, I'm looking for the next relative low. Is it really low according to the pattern? No, not in this picture, right? If you're a day trader looking at a 1 minute time frame, then yes, it might look low. But on a 1 hour, 4 hour swing trading time frame, it's not really low. I want this big, deep. I want this deep pullback, deep retrace. That's the value. That's where the value is with the upside down head and shoulders going up, right? Are we going to get a repeat of that? Maybe. How long does that take? A week, approximately. So if we're about halfway, we're a day or two into that move. So maybe the end of this weekend or something, we might end up down here if it's going to go bearish. However, if the market, let's say stock market, Bitcoin goes crazy and goes up, then great. We just need a breakout above where 25,000. That's our big resistance line in the top side. Okay, so we're not really going to have a breakout play until we break out above 25,000. Maybe go to 26, pull back, retest 25,000, make sure it's real, and then go up. So those are the two scenarios on stocks and crypto. All right, let's go back really fast to Dow Jones. Dow Jones on the weekly. Again, you can kind of see our low high, low high, low high. It's still a lower. It's still a lower high for now. Okay. Actually, it did break out. So this could be our higher high, right? So now it's going to pull back to our higher low, maybe on the weekly to 31,561, right? It did. We actually did have a double breakout. It's very similar to S&P 500. The white is our price. So just showing this for educational purposes. Many multiple setups in there. And now we're just kind of playing the bigger yellow wedge. We did retest it on the downside on the daily. But you can see the support, if it's going to turn into an uptrend, it has to challenge and test this support range, the 32,000 to the 31,000 right here. It's not just going to go straight up. Nothing does that unless it's a pump and dump 1 cent penny coin or penny stock, right? This is the entire USA stock market, Dow Jones. So it's not just going to go straight up. It has to change the angle. It went from a downtrend. This is our possible reversal tradable bottom. It went to an uptrend, and so we need to maintain that uptrend. Whereas establishing support levels. So just something to point out is if we look at the pandemic low, just rewind here. This is education now. From early 2020 to March 2020, right? What happened here? This is what we're trying to look for generally as a guide. We went from a downtrend. This is a huge downtrend, absolutely huge. But then the market eventually set the higher low off stimulus bottom, government stimulus. And then what happened? They changed direction. How long did that take though? About 3 months, right? In this particular situation, 3 month down, 3 month up. And then it was like a 1.5 years up. So this time is a little bit different, right? It's been 6 months down. Okay, so it's only been about almost 3 months of up, almost, right? So it's going to take probably a little bit more information for people to say like, okay, we're not going into recession. Okay, we're actually going into an uptrend, right? We need to see more evidence. Just one pop could be a potential weekly dead cat bounce where it's just one pop up and then actually fake out, right? So just watch out for that. I have that scenario in the back of my mind. Okay, NASDAQ on the weekly, again, you can kind of see it. It's very obvious on the weekly. There's oversold conditions on tech, and that's why we bounced up, plus the earnings boost. But if we look at the entire price history, it's still low, high, low, high, low, and then we broke out to a higher high. So if this is gonna be our tradable bottom, if it's gonna turn to an upside down type of head and shoulders, we should get one more pullback down before to validate it. Right? If it's going to happen like that. It doesn't have to, but that's one scenario just on TA if it's a real setup. And that would be phenomenal. If that happens, then the potential could be like 12% recovery, and then we will be out of bear market territory back up to 14,242. We would be wonderful. But you can see that the reversal in the direction, it takes time. It's not going to happen in one day. This is not day trading or scalping, right? It takes time. Or it can go up here for the rest of the year or into 2023, or we can have something really bad happen in terms of earnings are bad, and we actually do have some more increased recession risk, although that's not happening now. But it is possible still that we can top out anywhere here in the 13,000s and then pull back down to retest 11,000 or even crash down to 10,000 in a very bearish scenario. So I want to watch out for that as an investor. Although the data, what does the data show us? Last week, if you're in my Discord last week, what was it? We had the federal funds rate, advanced GDP, and the core PCE price index with consumer confidence. The GDP drop for second quarter was not that bad. It was something like, I think it was like negative 0.5% or something like that, right? 50 basis points. That's not bad. If it was negative 2% GDP loss, then you would get all this recession fears in the US and global, right? But it wasn't that bad. And also at the FOMC press conference last week, Chairman Jerome Powell basically verbally said, it's a quote, all over the news last week. He said he does not see recession risk because of the unemployment rate. Basically in the US, there's about 2-to-1 job openings to 1 unemployed. So there's like 2 employment opportunities for 1 unemployed person right now if somebody's qualified generally, right? So in the USA, the labor market is very strong. That's why, and plus he said he doesn't see recession. President Biden doesn't see recession, their quotes, right? And then you get good earnings. That's why we get this pop in the stock market. And then Bitcoin followed. Right? So it's all like psychological. Is people are very not confident 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and then we started bottoming out and people say, oh, inflation's peaked. The market has tradable bottom, and then boom, you get this, right? I traded stocks. I'm invested in stocks, in crypto, you know. So we'll just see what happens. All right, 4 hour. We did have the wedge. See, this is slightly different. This is why tech went crazy. Is you had the ascending triangle breakout. So what is that? It's 4% to about 8%. Did we go for 8%? We went about the average of that, 6%. Nice. 4 hour trying to up cross, but we do have this little double top on the RSI, a little bit of bearish momentum coming to the downside. And that's why probably going to get a pullback down to 12,005. If it's really bad, we'll pull back down to 12,100. But this is good. I mean, if someone's a bull, you want to see ascending triangle. That's a bullish pattern. And it's good. Very, very good. But as it stands, can we hold the momentum and get follow through on volume? Meaning, is the rest of the world actually going to buy over time? Or is it just a little dead cat bounce? Remains to be seen. Okay, so just to recap what's going on in the general stock market is we did have a nice bounce. Now what we need to see is sustained normal uptrend reversal, sustained. Meaning not just one day, not just 1 week, but for the whole rest of the next 3 months and 6 months, we need to see it go up to the upside. What we want to watch out for is potential little double tops, reversals, or triple top resistances on our price. That's what I'm looking out for. If the price does this, double top, not good. Bears will attack once we lose the shorts. The support on the short side. Robinhood options, they're going to sell, sell, sell. Right? It hasn't happened yet. Day traders are probably going to sell, sell, sell this morning. A little bit, at least for the first 30 minutes or 15, 45 minutes. But the price action this week remains to be seen. Can we maintain the uptrend and get some serious volume in the market? Let's see. All right. Okay, we'll just do a couple of these stocks, and then we'll go into free request mode for the second half if there's anybody. So if you have a crypto chart request, go ahead and put it and type it into a live chat in TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch for the second half in just about 10 or 15 minutes from now. And it's free crypto request. Donations are always appreciated to keep the ideas flowing and the streams going. But for now, we'll finish off with some of these earnings. What's going on this week? The big one, let's just go and skip to AMD because we had Intel earnings last week. AMD. So I remember on my stream, I did call this out and I did tell some people who were asking me that, wait a second, here on July 7th, it looks like AMD were at the bottom of the support channel. 1, 2, 3. Low purple RSI, right? We hit this low purple RSI with momentum building and saying, hey, we might actually go reversal to the upside. Now what pattern am I seeing? Well, it can be interpreted in two ways. If somebody's a bear, they're saying, okay, it's approaching this topside resistance trend line here at the top, right? The topside trend line here at the top. Every time you hit that, 1, 2, 3, this is basically the 4th or 5th time, right into the earnings. It can make or break, right? So if the earnings are good, we can have a nice breakout. Earnings are bad, we might have a gap up top and then pull back down, right? But what I was saying to some people is last time, like maybe it is almost 4 weeks ago, is watch out for this bottoming on AMD, that we might get the reversal to the upside, and it went quite a bit. People love tech stocks. 30% volatility. I mean, that's swing trading for you right there. 20-25%. Phenomenal. Okay. So just watch out for the lower high on the weekly is low high, low high. This is still kind of like a lower high, sort of, because it's still inside of the downtrend going down, the price. So unless AMD right here in the next 3 months reverses, we could get a deep pullback all the way down to $75 again. We could get this weird double bottom and then shoot back up to the stars. That could happen. Could just get half pullback down to 83 and then try to rebound, or just crash all the way down to 65 range. Those are 3 scenarios for an investor that could happen. So hello, welcome everybody. So we have free crypto requests second half of the stream, so go ahead if you want to type it in. The bulls are saying, wait a second, isn't this an upside down head and shoulders with the neckline breakout? Maybe. If that happens, that could be an additional 20% for AMD, and that'll take us back to 100. So that's the target. 100 is the topside target. The downside target, 91 and 85 on AMD. So the swing trading, there was a little bit of momentum on the setup, but because earnings are happening in just about 2 days from now, I'm not going to go into too much detail for this one. Okay, let's look at PayPal. You know, not a lot of people talk about PayPal anymore. It's kind of old news. But let's look at the chart. Let's take a look at it. You know, businesses, people still use PayPal. It just kind of lost a lot of momentum. There's a lot of competitor, you know, money services out there, including crypto itself. So PayPal, I mean, they got to do something, right? They need to have some phenomenal earnings or do something like a partnership or something with crypto or something with trading or investing, or, you know, reduce the fees or whatever to get their customer base to come back, right? Because the PayPal fees are kind of high. All right. But in terms of how much did it retrace, we actually went lower than pandemic levels. That's why PayPal is standing out to me. Like, wait a second. It used to be 86 and now it bottomed out 68. It's basically at the pandemic low resistance again. So now I got to adjust my Fibonacci back down. Let's go to a 2017 low. All right, so now this makes more sense. It's between a 0.88 and 786 retrace, still in the downtrend, but is this the accumulation bottom, right? If you know Wyckoff theory, generally the directions are, you have the accumulation phase, basically where people start buying, and then the markup phase, and then distribution phase where people start selling, and then the markdown phase. So is it going to repeat the cycle? Is this accumulation phase, meaning buying? Could be, right? Because we have this support right above $69, $68. Because if it was still sell off, this thing should have crashed all the way down more, but it stopped. That's why it's like, wait. It's telling right here, 68. Some big hedge fund institutions is secretly buy this thing, right? Somebody is. So it would be nice, beautiful for PayPal if we have this upside down head and shoulders or triple bottom type of thing, and then reverse up to the upside. That's some significant gains. That's why I still have my eye on PayPal. That could be 50% gains for an investor. It's good if the market goes bull. If not, can consolidate between $96 and $70, or it can retest like Amazon back down to the bottom support low like $69. But I want to see the earnings first before I make that final decision for myself. But PayPal, just like Netflix, right? Netflix, I invested in Netflix like somewhere down here, right? So that's why I'm just going to hold it. I believe in Netflix. If they could turn around their profit, it's possible. Because people still watch it all the time. All right, let's look at Starbucks. Starbucks also had a beautiful reversal, but they have their earnings coming up in about 2 days. They give this video Fibonacci low to high right above our 786, and this is what I'm talking about. Is we went from uptrend to sideways to downtrend, and so wait a second, what is this? Why are we stopping here above $70? Because the market is reversed. Are we going to bounce back up? Are we going to bounce back up? Are we going to reverse? Can Starbucks survive? Right? People need to buy coffee, right? People need to buy their products. So Starbucks, kind of their earnings is affected by COVID, right? Like, are people going to go in the stores and buy their coffee and products, or are they going to stay home, right? Are people going to make instant coffee? It's like there's all those things, and the CEO executive suite changes, right? So Starbucks, the only thing is we held above the $68 level, and we had this breakout. So just watch out for the pullback, just in case, right? Just even regardless of the earnings, watch out for the pullback or the breakout here. So topside target's like 96, downside target's like 78. Watch out for that on Starbucks. Let's go to Robinhood. Robinhood, see, this is why, for me, people are saying, I remember when Robinhood listed 2021, people are super hyped up about that, like 40, 50, $60. And I said, no, because it started downtrending, I said to myself, I like Robinhood, but not the price that it's at right now. We lost that support. It was the ultimate options play, sell and short. The only thing is Robinhood is starting to, it's not quite super oversold in the weekly. If this was like 5 or 10 low RSI in the weekly, then I think some technical traders would just buy that just because it's so low. But it's not that low technically, right? The daily RSI is like 52, right? So I'm not really excited about Robinhood as it stands from a technical standpoint, because if you can see, it kind of looks low. We did bottom out like 670, and Kathy Witt did buy some at some point, 792. But I kind of want to see it consolidate a little bit more, or drop a little more, and that would be nice. If it gets back to 650, or if it tries to break out above the $9, right, to get a reversal. They had some problems and issues with their company. That's why the momentum kind of fizzled out on Robinhood. But, is it super low oversold? Not really. So the earnings, they need to post a significant amount of profit for people to get excited. Look at this earnings, the EPS and revenue, just red, 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 red. That's why people just gave up on it. Just watch out for that. Okay, thank you so much for the follow on TradingView. If you guys have a request for crypto, just let me know. We're gonna move on to that soon. Okay, we got AMC Entertainment. All right, so this is one of the, it's like the Ethereum of meme stocks, AMC. So what's going on here? Well, AMC price actually held up surprisingly well in terms of never crashing back down to $2. So people are still holding AMC. And the management has been doing a pretty good job of trying to, change their image, the company. But as it stands on a weekly, it's still in a weekly downtrend. Okay, so this is not 2021 going to the moon AMC. No. It's downtrending. So on a weekly, AMC has never had the huge breakout that Apple has had. And their earnings on, I believe it's Thursday, right? It's still stuck on this resistance. There's a resistance here. So it hasn't broken out yet. It's still in the downtrend, just like AMD. AMC is still in the resistance channel, downtrend. So where's our deep support? If things go really bad, $7 or $8, $9. Maybe I'll circle it. That's our downside target. If we have good bullish earnings, $20, $25. And we can just estimate it. Let me see here. Let's bring up ATR. Okay. 50 cents. Let's see, 50 cents. That's actually not that volatile. I mean, it's 4%. So a 48% move. That's not incredibly huge. for a meme stock. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with the earnings here. I try not to predict earnings too much, but the question is, did people watch a lot of movies? Did they go to the movie theater and sit inside and watch movies in the past 3 months? I mean, we'll have to find out. It is summertime, so we'll see. Okay, thanks for the request. We'll just do a couple more stocks and we'll move on because these are kind of the meme ones. We'll do 2 more fast. We'll do DraftKings and CGC because that's very meme potential. Very meme stock. DraftKings reports their earnings, I believe, on Friday. So DraftKings, the interesting thing here is we almost a full retrace back down 1-to-1 from the IPO price 3 years ago. $10 and then bottomed out at $10. So DraftKings could be the ultimate reversal play. Why? We went from uptrend to sideways consolidation to downtrend. And then is this our sideways before another uptrend reversal? That's why as an investor, I'm keeping an eye on DraftKings. It's in a symmetrical triangle right before earnings. This thing could break out. If this thing breaks out, 50% to the upside, that's a phenomenal trade. $20 if it goes, Reddit meme crazy. $30 is the target. 50 to 100% if the company stays alive. So this is not an oversold play. This is more of a weekly bounce investment type of play where the downside risk from now is about negative 33% or more. But if it goes up, that's that 2-to-1 risk. You get like 60% or 80% to the upside. So I'm keeping an eye on DraftKings. All right, last one, CGC. If you've been following the MJ sector, you also know that CGC is oversold play as well on the weekly. I mean, because of COVID, marijuana stocks in the USA lost momentum and nobody really cares about it anymore. But in terms of value, as kind of like a risk trade, high risk, high reward, like crypto, is what if this ever gets a reversal, then it's probably gonna go up a lot, right? Because the bears are in complete control. It's the ultimate short, right? Lower high, and we've never seen another lower high bounce ever in the past year on the weekly, right? So I'm expecting if this ever bottoms out, we could get like almost, it could be like a 50%, 100%, 200%, 300% profit, anywhere in that range, 25, 50 to 200% range, right? For CGC, for the marijuana sector, if this thing bottoms out. It has to bottom out though. It hasn't. It keeps, the shorts are in complete control, but there is some momentum here that's waiting, to explode to the upside. But they have earnings themselves. So their earnings have been terrible, mixed or terrible. So that's why there's no real legislation, government change. But I'm just, this is kind of my back burner, or this is kind of like my not back burner. It's kind of like my back of my mind idea. Same thing like DraftKings. If this thing ever goes down to $1, I mean, I might just invest in it because, when it happens, it happens. If the lower high is going to happen sometime, it's just going to happen. I have to wait for a long time. But, 200% profit, that's a real investment. That's legitimate. Okay. So those are just a few examples here that we have. Again, if you're in my Discord, there's the full list in there. And it's just for earnings. Nobody has to trade it. Nobody has to even look at it. But it's just information and schedule that the stock market is on. Okay, let's go ahead and do some requests. I'll do Bitcoin again, but let's go Atom USDT. Let's jump right into the request. Okay, Atom. They bring up a different. I'll use Binance for the data. Thank you for this request. Okay, so Atom. Where are we on Atom? Well, in terms of the Fibonacci, we bounced off the 0.88. We're right under the 786 Fibonacci retrace resistance, 1129. So just watch out for that. Same thing with Atom, right? It went from double top, lower high, and then complete fail all the way down, failure, sell off, all the way down to 645. That's why we stopped here. Bitcoin reversed here as well. So Atom is very correlated with Bitcoin. If I just flip to a Bitcoin chart, looks almost the same, the price, right? The drop and then the little bounce here You flip back to Atom, looks very similar, just a little bit more because it's a cheap coin. $10. All right, watch out for this though. On the daily, I could already see this 1057 or this $12, $11 resistance. You can see the double top here potentially forming. So the trend line support on the bottom side, right? This could be our support price level right about here, 960. If it's really bad, we could take the measure move of the actual M double top. That's 25% to the downside, bring us back down to 670, right? But that would be very, very deep. It has to be very, very powerful for that to happen. So the first level of support as a swing trader, you can see it, right? High, low, high, low, high, low, double top. So probably going to pull back down to maybe that $10 or 970 range. And then it might go lower to like 9. Because the market makers, the shorts, will try to smash it down. They're going to take everybody's stop loss and then take the profit and then go up, right? So we watch, that's where I'm looking for, somewhere in that $9 range, $9, $9.50. However, because I do know from experience, if it's on the 1 hour and it's just going to hold this 200 EMA, if it's not going to go down there, and if Bitcoin goes up, this could just be a temporary pullback before a higher high to $12. Okay, so hopefully that explained your question, Robert. Thank you for the request. Although on the weekly, I should explain that as an investor, right? Is this lower high bounce over? It's not. It might not be over yet, right? So like that's the difference between a hodler mentality or an investor mentality versus like a quick swing trader who's doing something for like 3 days or 5 days. Or a day trader who's doing something for like 3 hours. Okay. Thank you for that question. Hopefully that explains it. Tesla. Okay. Tesla. So somebody's asking me, do I think Tesla's going to go up on Monday? All right. So that's more of like a day trader. That's a day trading question, right? Because we're talking about 1 day's move, 7 hours of price trading or 8 hours. Okay. So we'll start from long view to short view. All right, because we didn't do Tesla. So on the weekly, and again, this is Elon Musk, very active on Twitter and social media, and he has a lawsuit against Twitter itself. So just watch out for that, the news, breaking news. All right, but on a weekly, we have our lower high, and this is still our lower high. We went low, high, low, high. So can it go higher? Yes, it could go higher, but it's in kind of that yellow zone for me. If it was down here, I would definitely say we're probably investing is going up. We did have the breakout on the weekly. It went 10%. Did we go 10%? We went double the target, so we could get a pullback on Tesla as an investor, right? If it ever goes above 1,000 or 1,100, then it could, top out there, but just watch out for that. On the daily, you can see the triangle right here that we tested was definitely, the target has definitely been met, the conservative target of the 15 to 20%. Now, your question is it going to go up or down? So if we zoom in, if you're talking about day trading, it depends, because if you've been a day trader in the market, the first hour is very, very volatile. First hour is very, very volatile. So to really answer your question, Dylan, to really answer your question, it depends, because if you're talking about, is Tesla going to go up at 9:30 in the morning, or is Tesla going to close at 4:30 p.m.? It's actually a different mindset. So I'll try to give the end of the close kind of estimate. Where are we right now? Well, in the hourly, it's kind of at the upside, right? On the 4 hour, it's kind of at this high side. So watch out for potential double top, just like QQQ and SPY. We could try to pull back, right? 1 hour, if you keep zooming in, the 15-minute, it could get a little bit of a pop bounce in the morning, and then maybe some fading down or pull back at the end of the day if the earnings and the news is like not that phenomenal. On a 5-minute, there's a little bit of continuation momentum, but this is what I'm saying is right here's a perfect example. Sometimes in the morning, the price crashes and then it rebounds, right? Because this is a 5-minute oversold setup. So that's why. Is it oversold here on the 5-minute in the morning, right here, the first 2 hours? Maybe not, right? That's what I'm saying is maybe it's going to pull back in the morning and you might see a rebound attempt in the middle of the day. If it's really bullish, you keep going up. If it's not, if it's pretty bearish, it'll pull back maybe at the end of the day. That's just the estimate, right? I could be wrong. So this is not financial advice. This is just educational, and any breaking news can change what I'm saying. So hopefully that gives you some information about long, medium, and short term for Tesla. Jimmy has a question on YouTube. Any thoughts on Voyager Crypto Exchange going bankrupt? If they do a restructuring of the company may get assets back. If not, lose everything. You can't trade out of anything right now. Okay, so that's really unfortunate. Sorry to hear that's happening to people in the world right now. So, you know, again, this is just educational. But what I've learned in the history of cryptocurrency is cryptocurrency is a very volatile asset, and where a trader or investor can lose some or all of their money, all of their funds in their account, right? So it happens in crypto, right? Either as a trading loss or like an exchange hack, or an exchange goes bankrupt, or like the crypto goes bankrupt. So some examples is, you know, sometimes you get black swan events, right, in the price, in the crypto price. But for exchanges, it can happen too. If exchange gets sued, if exchange gets hacked, if exchange gets like legal problems. Like I remember, what was that first? I forget the name, but it was like back in 2014. One of the very first Bitcoin crypto, Mt. Gox exchange. You know, they got like sued or something, or they got shut down, and everybody lost all their money basically. So that happens in the market. I think the only thing I would say, because if you know, crypto is usually typically not FDIC insured. So that's unfortunately the risk of crypto is, you know, somebody can lose some or all their money, whether from the exchange or from the crypto itself. Yeah. So, you know, it's sorry to hear that. And I guess the only thing, like as a retail customer, we could do is try to email customer service, or hopefully they, you know, like Binance.com or Binance USA, they do have a little bit of insurance. Don't quote me on it, but I think I did see some like FDIC insured something like that on Coinbase or Binance. So at least those two exchanges, I remember seeing something like that. And then Binance.com, if you're international, does have you know, the safe food policy, so their funds are safe. They have you know, CZ in the past couple of years did say he has like a fund for emergency hacks and stuff. So that's why I felt comfortable trading on Binance.com until they kicked everybody off and forced us to go to Binance USA, which is not as great. But that's why for crypto exchanges, I kind of only recommend. I mean, I don't trust any of them, to be honest. Like, I don't trust anybody in crypto. That's what I learned. Don't trust anybody in crypto exchange. You know, people, the shillers on the internet, people trying to sell things, people trying to sell NFTs, all this stuff. It's still an unregulated industry. And that's why, like Luna, for example, people lost all their money. And that's, I never touched Luna at all, because I knew after doing research, for example, I'm like, what is this thing, right? Like, why would I do that? Like, what is this coin? What does it do? And like, I just didn't really sit well with me, for example, for Luna. Or like when we're in this crash, for example, you know, I had a couple options, like, what am I going to do with my money here? You know, am I going to hold it and let it go down? Probably no. I traded a little bit here, right? But then for the most part, I just let the price go down. I didn't trade too many cryptos or invest. And I did buy some in this downside area. All right. So Jimmy, sorry to hear that again. And hopefully it wasn't like a uh, too much hard of a hit financially. But that, it's just a good information for anyone who's ever going to watch this is that that could happen. It happens to everybody at some point, either major crypto loss, like negative 80% loss. I've seen people that happen to people. People have also told me they liquidated their leverage accounts. They lost all their money because they lost too many trades. That happens. Exchange shuts down. The crypto shuts down. SEC sues the exchange. Mt. Gox funds are frozen. Right. So that's why crypto, the only safe place is your hard wallet, basically. The safer place is a hard wallet, like a ledger or one of those types of things, right? If you ever keep your cryptos or your money on exchange, is anybody the exchange has a right to shut down or freeze the money. It's in the contract. So that's just kind of like the nitty gritty details of crypto that usually nobody likes to talk about, but it happens. We have a question from Akram. Do I trade Forex? Personally, I do not trade Forex because I'm not a huge like leverage trader. I usually don't trade too much on leverage, but I can analyze Forex if you want me to. If you want me to analyze like Euro USD or USD JPY. I'm personally more of a swing trader, an investor because here in the USA, because crypto, I don't have access to like leverage crypto. So I can't short a ton of crypto or I can't long a ton of crypto on leverage. So I just don't even bother with it myself. I trade plain vanilla stocks and some options. But for example, sometimes my style is instead of day trading, try to get like 1% or 2% of this tiny like little move right here, is I captured most of this move. Is a hundreds of percent. That's why, you know, yeah, I don't do VPN either. I don't like doing that either. So 500% is good for me, right? 500% profit on Bitcoin. That's why you don't hear me saying in the past like 1 or 2 years that I need to chase all this gains, is because I'm sometimes as a crypto trader I'm more in profit protection mode, not profit hunting mode. There's a difference. There's a difference. Yeah, because for crypto, I know people who've used VPN and they got banned from the exchange and they lost all their money that way too. So I don't do that, right? Because it depends on when somebody started crypto. Like I started crypto years ago, so it was when the industry was a lot more relaxed. But these days, for the past like 1 or 2 years, crypto exchanges are trying to get compliant, especially in the USA. So, if somebody ever gets caught doing that stuff, is there could be some serious consequences with the money, like losing the funds or getting kicked off the exchange, and then customer service doesn't want to help anymore once they realize, uh, somebody's VPNing to try to get into the exchange, which is basically against their terms of service contract. So it's kind of risky. That's high risk. So I don't do that. But if somebody does it, whatever, your life, your choice. So with the crypto, your money. Uh, so BTC USD. Let's just go back here and just kind of recalibrate to the price. If anybody has any more questions, requests, just feel free. Just keep asking. I'll probably go for like 10 or 20 more minutes. So Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin. Let's look at a weekly. Like, let's go to BLX. Okay, BLX. This is very interesting to me because this is that weekly. This is the big history of Bitcoin since 2010. This is 12 years of Bitcoin price. All of us, right? Yes, there could be what I call inverse FOMO, where you have like, I forget the real term for it, but it's just like remorse, regret syndrome, or whatever it's called, the psychological term for it, is when you look at the price history and you're like, oh man, Bitcoin was 5 cents. But that was 12 years ago, though. You know what I mean? It kind of doesn't matter anymore. Because what matters is now, the price now. So the issue is we're in the weekly, the trend. The only problem is, why did we stop here? On the weekly uptrend, we hit the resistance line. We just got stuck here. We got stuck here, right? That's why I'm not getting super hyped up about crypto yet, because we haven't broken out into some kind of massive moon uptrend. Hasn't happened yet. Maybe if this is some kind of relative bottom, like if this is the zone somewhere here, like 17 to 20,000 or 25 or 15 or 13,000 is the bottom, then okay, we're close enough compared to like 65,000, right? Somewhere down here. But at the same time is the weekly, we just rejected down from that. So I'm like, wait. From experience, I know, not yet. I'm not going to get too excited yet. Not yet. Right? That's also a daily resistance level, our previous liquidity resistance at 25,000. So not yet. Not quite. Maybe we'll pull back down to 21,000 or 21 or 20,000 or something like that. Okay. So looks like we're slowing down requests. Let's just go down the list here. Ethereum, F, USDT. Just a side note, this is why like you don't hear me really talk about really small coins or really esoteric exotic coins or exchanges, because from my experiences, if from my chart analysis and research, if somebody's trying to make more consistent profit or consistent opportunities rather than like 500% moon plays, is maybe just maybe consider just taking a look at the top 10 or top 20 cryptos. That's what I do. I don't really look at the super penny coins anymore. I used to, but I don't really do that anymore. Okay, so Ethereum, USDT, it's basically our number 2 market cap crypto. Will the flipping happen? Maybe. Meaning, will Ethereum overtake Bitcoin market cap someday? Maybe. Never know. But with the merger almost nearly complete, we did hit the 618 resistance up here, 618 resistance. And excuse me one second. So we didn't hit our super resistance of the 2,500 or even 2,000. So those are the two kind of levels up there. We did have a nice breakout though. Again, the triple bottom, 25 to 50%. We hit the target. We didn't quite hit 50% yet, which is 1869, but it's getting close enough. And you can kind of see from experience the rolling over effect. This is that last FOMO hype of the day traders. And then we're starting to lose that momentum a little bit, probably on a 4 hour or 1 hour. Let's check. Yes, right. We did have this MACD cross, and this is losing a little bit of momentum. Now we're going to get 1 hour continuation. 1 hour continuation. We did back test. We did rally, but we're going to fade down. So again, it's not a super low play, because you see, where does this thing reverse for crypto sometimes? When you get a really low RSI reading on multiple time frames. Right? But waiting for that is hard, because sometimes it happens at like when I'm sleeping in my time, USA time, right? So I'm not going to capture every single move of crypto. But sometimes when it gets repeated down here, like we were down here, right? I bought some cryptos, not this one, but I bought a different crypto. And just holding it. Right? So even if it's going to pull back on me, not scared about that. I will get a little nervous though if we lose on Ethereum, if we like lose 1,000 again, right? Because that was our previous low. It's quite a long ways down to lose 1,000. That's why. If it ever starts downtrending hard and we lose that, then I'd be like, wait a second, this is a downtrend. That would be 75% down, right? Nobody wants that in crypto. So support levels before we move on: 50, 69, 14, 13, 12. Just those levels. Thank you for the follow, Kamal. Appreciate it. If you have a question for a request or question, just let me know before I log off in about 10 minutes from now. Okay, let's do it. Keep going. Got the next one. Let's hop over to total really fast. Total market cap. I didn't really talk about this one. What we're going to watch out for, though, is you have to realize in the downtrend of crypto, we haven't had an extreme rally like we did in the El Salvador news legalization about 1 year ago. I'm hoping it's going to happen based upon chart evidence, right? You have a huge weekly double MACD histogram with a little bit of green dot, but that green dot, as last time, didn't really rally that high, right? Because people are asking me, always ask me every month, when are we going to go to 65,000 Bitcoin or 50,000 Bitcoin? Is, well, we have to stop dropping first, and then we need to maintain the uptrend. It takes time. It takes time. The waiting for it is the hardest part. As an investor, just kind of waiting for it to happen is the most painful, right? Because it's so slow. It takes forever, seemingly. Like half a year. Corona, see, everyone's using the COVID crash as an example because it happened so fast. It was like 3 months. But usually it takes like 6 months or maybe like a year or something like that to really turn the markets around. So if it really crashes down, I'm really interested in all in crypto or in hodling invest in crypto if we have a massive continuation downtrend crash. That's what I'm really interested in. Bitcoin sub 10,000. That would be great for an investment. If you bought now, that's not great. But if you're waiting with a little bit of cash on the side, if it ever goes down again, below 10,000, 8,000, if Bitcoin ever hits 5,000, 3,000 again, I mean, that's such the incredible discount from 70,000 high, right? That's why it's pretty phenomenal. But as it stands, we never really have a massive move. We hit the 40, 45% just like last time, a couple months ago. So just kind of watch out for that. If we have a weekly and this turns into a more evening star pattern, like you have this here and then down, triple candle reversal, like here in the box, that's an evening star candle pattern. That would spell out more downside for the market. What's going to reverse us in this market is the higher low pattern, meaning this can come down, that's fine, but it can never go below 20,000. That's our final line in the sand as bulls. If it goes below 20,000, we're in trouble. Because if it dips down to 1715, it could reject from 20,000 and then crash down to 10 very quickly in a matter of months. So that's the downside risk with all cryptos right now, except for like 80% of cryptos, basically, according to my research. Right, more than 50% of cryptos are correlated with Bitcoin, according to the research that I did. All right, really quickly, Binance Coin, we'll try to jump through these and then we'll log off for today. So Binance Coin, you can see here, is at the top of that trend line, just resistance, the yellow top trend line. And as a bull, am I thinking to myself, do I want to buy this, yes or no? I'm leaning towards no as a swing trader. Why? Because it's at the high side, relatively high. If I just look at these two lines, is it at the top or is it at the bottom? It's at the top. So this is where that no FOMO discipline comes in, is that the only way it'll make me buy it again is if this thing breaks out, massive continuation breakout, then I might just pick some up. But if it pulls back again, I'm going to be happy I waited to 250 or 235 or 220, anywhere in these two circles, right? Because breakout plays are dangerous, meaning it could pull back and bounce up a little bit and then pull back down hard, right? That's why you don't hear me pushing breakout plays. Warren Buffett quote this weekend, or somebody was telling me that after a price has come down so much, there's significantly less risk. Think about it. Just like pure price action. If something has come down a lot, there's significantly less risk that it's going to keep dropping extreme. The problem is it's the psychological, it's the mental, it's the red color that and the strength, the volatility power of the move down that can affect people's mind. And then sometimes, like if you've been a day trader, you know sometimes the trade is the entry point that sometimes I do is just wrong. Right? If I try to buy this circle, that's the wrong spot because it's the shorts were still in day trading mode control. If I try to buy this one and hold it, it was the wrong spot. It might have taken me 4 times as a swing trader, if I was aggressive, to finally capture the bottom and then hold it as long as I can, right? That's why you never hear me all in anything, because if I all in mistake 10, 20, 100 times, then I bankrupt. So that's why for me, just from experience, is you don't hear me trading a lot anymore. I used to when I first started, but as I gain more experience, I understand that just wait for it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to capture this little 2% thing, just wait for it. And then at some point, the bottom will show itself. The bottom will show itself, and then bye. And then what? And then it's like, well, now what do I do? It's like, well, okay. For crypto, you can, on Ethereum, sometimes you can have like a 7%, 5, 7, 10% stop loss, and then 2 to 1. So what is that? 20%. And then lo and behold, right around that 20 to 25% area, that's where everybody starts selling right here, right? Does that make sense? So a lot of the swing traders and the day traders, they kind of know, they have their process and their system. They know. The bulls are saying, okay, if I'm going to buy here at the arrow, the circle arrow down here, I'm put a stop loss and just let it ride. Day traders definitely took their profit multiple times, right? I started trading crypto in 2018. So it's been 4 years for me. And I used to do it every single day, 6 to 7 days a week. That's why I got a lot more experience than other people. And then sometimes on Saturdays, I would study charts like 8 hours straight, or like with breaks and stuff. I was very, very serious and almost obsessive about it. I studied, like I read 100 books on business and investing and trading. I study a lot of charts. I do a lot of my own research. Still, I do a lot of my own research and comparisons and charts and all that stuff on my own free time. And I do these streams now, for free or donations. And, so there's quite a bit of crypto trading and investing and chart experience like behind the hood here. And then just, so if somebody's like wondering again, because I know some people join in my stream, or follow me, they've been trading or on TradingView for like a month or 6 months or a year or 2 years or 4 years or more. Where I always recommend people to start is just the daily chart. Start with Bitcoin. Don't get but you're free to do whatever you want in your life. But I'm saying I highly recommend just starting off with Bitcoin. Why? Because almost every crypto altcoin, more than 50% is connected and correlated to Bitcoin, right? So if somebody can master or do the TA of crypto really well, of Bitcoin really well, then that's why I usually have a high win percentage rate in terms of altcoin trading if I even do it, right? But my strategy for now is I'm trying to capture big moves. So I'm not even trying to capture like 10% anymore. I'm trying to capture like 100%. So I'm more focused on like investing for the most part and swing trading as well. But again, somebody might think like, oh, 4 years of trading, that's nothing. But that actually, the Forex market and crypto market is 24 hours a day. So you get triple the experience compared to stocks, right? So, and then you get 3 times the experience in crypto, because if you're serious about crypto, just maybe like take a day and just watch the USA market open, the Asia market open, and the European market open, right? It's like basically 12 hours or 15, 18 hours, right, of just being in that market cycle, and you will see that price action. You will see it, right? But personally, I don't day trade anymore that much. I don't day trade anymore. Why? Because instead of, like I was saying, instead of trying to capture a little piece of it, I'm trying to capture all of it. Or not all of it, but the considerable meat of the move. in one trade, not 5,000 trades or 1,000 trade. One trade. That's my style now. One big trade, or like a couple big trades. And I'm sure most people want that, right? Can you imagine? You just bought Bitcoin 3,000, and then you hold it as long as you can and sell it at 65,000. That's what everybody wants to do, right? Buy it down here and then sell up here. Yeah, 2 times to do it. For me, I bought it at 9,000. I sold at 65,000. That's more my style now. I might do a little more swing trading because Binance USA apparently removed their trading fees. So maybe more people will come back to crypto because of that. But to close things off, like I said, if somebody's just getting started, just focus on Bitcoin or total market cap, those two, and stay on a daily chart. And then just like try not to stack 50 indicators. You don't need that many, right? Because like I said in streams before, a lot of the indicators in the price is calculated from the candle price. Like these EMAs, these lines, these pivot points, the RSI, the MACD, everything behind the hood is calculated from the price itself. So if you master the price, there's less need for indicators, right? Basically, the price is king. These are secondary. More for confirmation rather than just because it hits down here on purple doesn't mean on our side doesn't mean that's the bottom. Far from it. Right here, that's not the bottom of the market, right? That's from experience. So just know that. So, right. Hopefully that makes sense to people. Right now, we're still in the downtrend on Bitcoin, and it's tough getting through these bear markets, but it's very simple, really. As an investor or a swing trader, there's only 3 options. It's, am I going to buy? Am I going to sell? Or there's 4 options. Am I going to hold? Or am I going to do nothing? Like sit on the sidelines. Not really do nothing, but maybe just watch, observe, right? And there's no reason any trader or investor has to feel forced to do anything in the market. I was talking to my colleague this past weekend, is just because you see news does not mean you have to do anything. Right. So you're in control of your account. And I ended like this, is as a trader or investor, one person cannot control the market in general. Like one retail person cannot control the market, but we can control ourselves. We can control our mind, our body, our emotions, our psychology. We can control our money management, right? We can control our risk. We can control our entry points, or like this type of thing, our risk to reward. We have control over this, right? I don't have any control of where Bitcoin is going to go 6 months from now. I can participate in the market, but the main thing I need to control is this right here, is the risk to reward. How much money am I going to put into a trade? When am I going to put into a trade? Where am I going to do it? Where am I going to take my profit? Where's my stop loss that if it ever hits that, I'm 100% selling. Doesn't matter how I feel on that day or that second or that moment. Doesn't matter. If it hits that stop loss and I am wrong, I am out of that trade, day trading or swing trading. Where am I going to take my profit? That makes sense. 2-to-1 reward to risk. And that's what's in my control. How well can I do the charts? How well can I analyze? Do I understand? What is this price? What is this price pattern down here? What is this down here? What does this mean when the price does that? What does this mean when the price does this? What does this mean when the price does this? Right? So with experience and knowledge and skills and ability, that all that combines to help somebody, excuse me, my mic's too close. All that combines to help somebody like calm down. I remember when I first started, things were so crazy, because they actually were. Back in the Binance.com days, yeah, like Raven Coin going 400. I remember Raven Coin went 100% up on a Saturday afternoon. That was Asia's session. I still remember that day. I remember Raven Coin went 400% swing trade. It's like one of my greatest swing trades ever, right? That doesn't really happen that much anymore in USA exchanges. It happens on global exchanges on like, smaller penny coins, but not that much. Like you're not seeing Ethereum going 400% anymore. It doesn't happen anymore. So it's all in the mindset and somebody's knowledge level. So I would encourage people, I'm not the only streamer in the world. TradingView has so many tools. TradingView, compared to 4 years ago, has changed so much for the better. Like, I don't know if anybody realizes, like the homepage of TradingView is so different in a good way now. You have so much information and ideas. They have so many more tools and indicators and features and watch list features that never existed even just 2 years ago. You couldn't separate the watches like this 2 years ago. You couldn't even like make custom watch lists or anything. It's different now. There was no financial data on stocks. Now there is. Right? You just click the button right here. Now you get this. If you have a paid account, I believe. Now you get all this for stocks. That was never there before. These tools. Now you get like 30-day free trials on Pro and Premium and free accounts. It's wonderful. I don't remember the last time they did that. And you get all these tools here on your free account, right? You get hundreds of indicators here in the technicals for free that you could check out. I looked at every single one of these, right? I looked at every single indicator. I looked at every single strategy here. I looked at every single volume profile, every single candlestick pattern, and every single drawing and pattern, right? That's how obsessive I am. I was about to learn. So I've looked at all these and I've used all of them on stocks and crypto, right? That's the kind of person I am. So there's so many tools here available, time frames, different ways to look at the price, streamers, ideas, chart ideas. The help articles are wonderful here on TradingView. There's a lot of education here that's free on TradingView for people who want to get started. So I would highly recommend it. You're in the right place. If you're here on TradingView, you're in the right place to get started. So I think I'll end it there. Answered quite a bit of questions. I kind of enjoyed answering the questions and requests. So in closing, we did stocks, earnings, crypto charts, I guess Q&A, some history on the charts. And we're going into stock market earnings season continuation this week. So we're probably going to see additional volatility in the tech sector and crypto as well, right? Because if Apple starts crashing, there's a higher chance Bitcoin might follow as well. So just kind of watch out for that this week. And hopefully this stream helped you in some way. If you liked it or learned something, just go ahead and give me a follow on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and the Discord. Also, thank you, Annie from Twitch for the follow as well. Thank you for all your questions and requests, and I hope you have a good week. We're going to sign off now, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.